Hey, yo, what's up, mananap? It's your how do you how do you categorize me? It's your girl. It's your boy, mananap. No adobo, no way, whatever you like. Jun Snow, B Cray, BE Boss RGC, BE Easy. Lah, arming guys, easy. Oh. Grabe. First of the first, ang army. Hey, kamusta mo guys? Rate your day from 1 to 10. As usual, the usual question. Ang day is kwan. My day is saan ako pag-rate ang day ha? 7? I think 6.5 akong day ron. Kay I just got home. Ano ta? Mag-stream na unta kog mga 10. And then I just got home kay nag-transfer me sa mga gamit cause if you don't know kuan kanang na ako'y murag small business ako ang friends. Parisan siya. And then cut the story short, 3 months after kuan may kanang mo break sa may mga 1 week siguro kay to sa man na to sa term na kanang magstorya kay unsa ag future sa kuan business. Magstorya kung sa future sa business, unsa atong kuan kanang long-term plan kay kadto nga mo ang pag enter sa business kay kuan magud na mag event dire Sandugo. So nay opportunity na murag nay kanang nay booth bitaw. So grab na mo na opportunity without planning ahead, without having a like a decent plan in advance. So ning hamag mi adto like I think June 15 to siya mag-start. June 14 sa gabi ning decide na mo go me. Though nakaplano na gud mi na we want our product is beef pares and then magkuan mis mag sa tawag na kana mo ni amo ang mga setup ngani and shit and stuff. And after ato na-decide yun may kanang gabi na gid atong kuan the night before sa June 15. So dito me mo bitaw nagingon nga kuan. Asa tang gingon ni Sansu? Sansu ba yung pag pronounce Sansu? Kanang Art of War ba? Di ba mo na? Sansu. Sansu. Something about plan. Plan. Siya ba to? Layo lagi ng gawas lagi. Layo lagi ng gawas siya ha. Something about kuan. Bawa siya may gingon na doon, gajama-jama ra kung kuan. Ang gingon is if nakitaro nga plan, you already won 50% of the battle. May gingon nila. Okay ba kung si Sansu may gingon na or gibulatik ra ko sa kung kuan. Sa amigo. Anywho, kumusta mo guys? Isa, kanin chat. Lining chat. Sure. B. Anywho, atong buhaton karon is the usual Genshin, and then if napatay time or di pa ko katugon, gonna hopefully taas-taas ang agi sa taas-taas ang agi sa ato ang kuan ron. Ato ang quest, Arcan quest. Kay kanang Natlan is waiting. I haven't opened Natlan yet. Hihi. Kuya. Mo to siya. Asa na ko sa storya? Mo to. Mo to ni decide me na mo break me kay I think 1 to 2 weeks na kuan running ang business. The last 1 to 2 weeks kay it was not very kuan. Shit, fuck. Sorry. It was not a very good run. So either ma-break even or ma-deficit. So we had to step back for a moment to discuss. Shit. Mo to siya. Wala ko po to. Matay akong kuan. Kurina. Kurina. Yoimiya. Uy, buhat na tanan. Uy! Para. Chamina mama. Chamana manama. Para. Mama. Bulatix. Layo na kay ano, Journey sa Genshin. Like, I remember nag-start ko sa Genshin, it was just Liwe. Wala pa gasugod ang Dragon Spine na doon time. Early game pa to kayo and lami just sa feeling ba, nostalgic yung kayo feeling sa kanang Mondstadt and Liwe bitaw. Nagsugod pa and then timing po jud kaya kay COVID. Then mura kag kanang even though you're kwan in your home lang dili ka gawas tungod sa pandemic. Pero mura matag ma-feel nimo nga kwan you're entering into another universe. Mura timing kay ba? Timing kay ag naitabo kay ano ba tong kanang siguro na kanto timing ang nitabo tungod kay it was a very new experience kay number one. It was a new experience kay ang tibok kalibutan is kana naga-experience o something different. Amra kan ba kanang pandemic, di ba? Wabay ta kay bawon si buhaton ag pinaka tambag na bayad dyan sa government ato is to stay at home. So it was really unusual na ag mga tao kay karang wala kay nasa gawas, always at home. Then you mas nabibo ang social media nga space atong time. Mas nabibo siya. And then moto ato nang gawas din. Bigi pa kapinan pa dyan sa Genshin which mara siya og new experience. Mara kag tungod kay nakasabay na kanang in real life na kay laing experience. Kuan pod kanang natapo pod sa murag sa kanang kag-experience po kag laing world through Genshin. Kanang murag nindot kay tanawan nga adto ka sa sunset. Ngana bitaw. Awas. Yo. Worth fighting for. Wherever you go, that's where I follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. Ooh. If the party was over, our time on earth was... Unsay kalokohan na to rong gabi. Unsay kalokohan na to rong gabi ha? Wala lang. Unsay mastoryaan. Kuan. Unsay mastoryaan. While Genshin ko. Nya ang stream kay sa Genshin na gamay. Sige lang. Padayon ang gudana agad. Wala si Mihoyo na matinga siya. Ano siya man eh? Genshin ba din eh, naignaw mo na yan ang yate. Wala yun lang gyapon ta. Dili man siguro matter ang game karon no, karong mga panahon na. Mura ko ga just chatting ba. Sige lang ko. Ah! Just chatting. Dapat try pagmuka nato ang atong mga maot na magadagway. True. Sige lang. Nalalagay mahigugma na to. Sana all na yung gugma na nimo. Sana all. Ano ta? Tiis-tiis gamay. No comment na ko ana. Talig. Bitaw. Kuan. Say mayuhan na boss. Say kalingawan nila. Na kalingawan na agad gawar karon. Mura kog na nabaguhan sa Genshin ng panahon na ano di man ay mapatay og pila ka seconds yawas world level 9 naman di ay. Chill lang karon. Nice one. Pero I think chill na magyapon ka bisan pag-work ka di ba? Nay points sa imong work nga na-stress ka. Na-stress na ba kasi imong work? Kana imong current work ha? Ning agi ba kag-stress ana? Curious lang ko. Na? If sana if pwede i-share nimo, i-share lang. If dili good po. Basin bagkuan ba? Confidential. Kaya di ba kayo mo ang ipakita minimo kay kuan very chill na kayo. Wala kay kuan. Reports lang. Di ba kita nimo halos wala ko'y buhaton. Yes. I'm guessing na murag nakakuan ka na na-skip na skip. I think. I wanna be next to you. Ooh. Imagine gibundakan ko og almost 100 emails. Sure. Sa isa nakakuan, duty. Grabe ha. Nga naman na, timing rato na 100 emails or gituyo gito nga kuan. Gituyo gito nga i-send tanan anang adlaw. Yawa no? Surprise! Dagana sa 100 eh. Dili jud siya ma-predict. So bali ni kalit ra day jud to. Wala to gituyo. Yawa no? Nya, naunsa man to siya? More na human lang nimo. If the world's ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was so... Then at the end of it all, kalit lang mawala kay gikawat sa taga didto. Ha? Unsay gikawat? Unsay gikawat? Unsa man? I'm confused. Sa may patyonon na to ron ha. Lagi 60 FPS ni. Ito yung hingi kawat. Naa may onshore agents na nag-solve sa 100 aside sa aqua. Okay. Okay. So mura mahog ng kailog mo sa 100. Onshore meaning kanang something na on-site. Sakto ba? So ang ending ag 100 jud tanan ang nakuan or foreigner. So mahog nga ag 100 tanan may wala nimo na trabaho or murag naa kay part ra to. Sa man ni? Wala na ako na trabaho. Mas pakulba na dito. Pakulba lang. Kinsay mas stress og pinabtik ka na. Ito. Liman kag pakuratan kag ngadto. Gabiha. Kuratan po oy. Kaya ning liwe no. Agliwe ba? Na just siya sa center sa map. Gi-design gid siya na nasa center. Imagine na. Mondstadt. Liwe. Liwe. Minazuma. Minazuma. Liwe. Liwe. Sumero. Sumero. Liwe. Ada pa Chasem day. Kasem. Liwe. Connected ra gyapon. Liwe ra di ba ni gyapon? Contain. Except sa Natlan day, dili connected ag liwe ag Natlan. More di connected niya. For the rest, nawaw napay gamay nga map ani para sa liwe gyapon oh. Liwe gyapon eh. Liwe gyapon. Nagapon diri oh. Liwe gyapon na. Yawa no. Unsa kini na map oh? Mo na man ending. Kasi napay inazuma ni no. Inazuma ni Dapita. Ano? I think not. Maklaro siya nga kuan. Alo, layuan mo din eh. Maklaro siya na end of the map na okay, tungod ani oh. Mara siya mo kuan na. She's naya na bitaw. Hapit na gid. Like imagine pa nito na kasumero pa ta. 'Di ba kay Inazuma then nagsumero murag ag transition na to kay nanata sa tunga-tunga karon hapit na gid ta sa almost at last region before sa murag semifinale dako pa kayo imagine na ang natlan is kanipa so naapay napa diri naapa mag-shift na tabi ana napadira ana ani ko to ang Fontaine na apay lugar dire ang Mondstadt oh wa pa atong something port napay Shejnaya ani dapita siguro sa north siguro Shejnaya feeling nako kulang pa ganing ang map sa Natlan lagi dako pa kayo ako ano dako pa kayo kani inazuma gid feeling ginako na apan eh imagine ha ang inazuma is murag kanira di ba to sa una kanira kaning three kaning Narukami Kanazuka o Yashiori then dugangan og kuan Watatsumi Serai o Aglas kay Surumi so meaning ana Surumi palang daan na layo kayo so meaning ana naapoy mga isla pa diri nga layo ane Dorman Port something sa tangana to Uy, ang Tsurumi ni mo. Napayabog. Napayabog. Yan na. Di sa na to, kuan. Di sa na to, kuan, buhian si Ru. Ana ra na si Ru. Magpadayon sa na siyang quest. Siyang curse. Patuwat sa ruha. Unya na kanako trabahon. Kalain food. Manaon sa nato tong main quest eh. Wala na si Ru. Alag malata na. Balag malata karo. Joke ra bitaw loy kayo. Loy kay ang story gid promise. Gipanitan gid siya bitaw.
Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Ay, na nangitag trabaho. Uy. Pakistan? Hadlok man. I'm scared. I'm scared. I am scared. Find Purina. Ah, na si Purina sa poso. Yan naman si Purina aning poso. Wala, nalagi isda ni.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Ito yung Purina, no?
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina, it's just us.
So, it is you, blonde.
Pasin ako, matulog na ako. Sige, sige, good night, good night. Thank you so much ha sa pagkwan. Paglabay sa stream. Pagtambay. Thank you so much. Good night, good night.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? They even dare to tout their Archon! I must teach them a lesson. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marsh Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too. Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to. That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her. This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What? What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine, fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Mm, 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 mm. Ta-da-da-ta-da-da-da-ta.
No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening? The ground's shaking.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Novelette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already. It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be
Hilom lagi mo yung music. Alam mo yung music? Wala.
love
Sorry.
the sound of that phrase. Coming
Gihinay na ako. Akong pakusgan ko man.
for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about
Ako yung
leaving
pakusgan nun yan
so
eh.
many
Sorry.
times, especially after we almost lost Poisson.
Puso.
Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, but just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard that and if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, if is.
Uy, what's this? What is happening? Oh my god. Uy, Allah. Okay. Mo to plano din nila. Oo, kaya na-blind ko. Kaya naman doon daw katugon mo ko itong time mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
The fuck is happening?
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
Shh. It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. The raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice!
Tulog na ang BB. Tulog na. Bro, what's up?
This time,
Brag, papunta na tayo sa
you.
ano na? Sa interesting na part. What will happen?
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastic
Bro.
arts known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace
What's up?
the
What's up,
stage of
Reds?
Fontaine. The trial of the
What's up,
Hydro
dude?
Archon, Focalor, will now begin.
Kuyawa naman eh.
Oh, now we're making history.
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Ayay, thesis na po ni.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins, just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in
Musta
the
mo,
proceedings
guys?
this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
Poisson.
So, we arranged for a
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epicles, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support.
Hmm.
The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
Yawa
We had
kayo
to
eh.
select a location, construct a giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial—
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson.
Sorry, murag giganahan gyud ko sa kwan sa conversation and murag na immerse kay ko. Ay ginoo ko.
You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage. Oh? Is that so? It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very—
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, Leb Hymancy! Isn't this the Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we— So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to— Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the
Napod.
in the very first duel you took part in at the
Napod.
of the Fortress of Mir. According to Monsieur, I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia.
Napod. This is Napod.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervilette. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses as the defendant. And, of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However—
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Hindi ko.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first
Allah
place.
ka diha. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Oh no.
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Oh no.
Charge accepted.
Allah. It was very shocking.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Siya nga sa music ko, gihinayan ako.
Though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure
Exciting na
you
lagi na
want to
kayo.
commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Okay. Sige. Attorney mode. Uh, select? Magapon.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally...
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps...
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by...
Hala. Sakto dito kung Tuesday.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Asa man? What evidence prove that is not the master of the Oratrice? Katong kuan tabo atong katong kanang became kuan ay relevant day. Kani. Sakto ba?
That doesn't
Billats. Di ba ulay? Irrelevant. Child's conviction. Oh, sakto. Mo ni.
You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide...
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
Rhetoric.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why child was declared declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
Instead of having created by you, the message of authority you mentioned have been made by the real. Ah, okay.
The real Hydro Archon. Well, it is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we...
My power at...
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily life.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Allah.
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's...
Hey, come now, everyone. Please, I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The what, please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true,
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough!
Allah.
That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now?
Human. Kani? What's up? Thank you for the hydrate.
That doesn't sound right.
Ice cream good. Ice cream yummy. Ice cream good. Joke. Thanks for the hydrate. Yawas. Nangabuhi lagi. Ice cream good. Ice cream yummy. Nawa na book. Ice cream good. Ice cream yummy. Power hug. It's not a power hug. Irrelevant. Sa man kani? Kani siguro?
That doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this clue can be used as compelling evidence to build our case.
Random bullshit.
That doesn't sound right.
Kani. N-word joke. Naraman yun eh. Unsay tingog sa bulbol nga nagpong. Uy, unsa mo na? Unsa mo na? Uy.
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, there's a method that you can use right here and
Unsa mo na, Jenny?
of you being the latter.
Bebe. Murag si Cray naman nagkuhan mainan sa joke. Si Cray mainan sa joke. Unsay tingog sa bulbul nga nahagbong. Uy, na senpai. What's up, senpai? What up, what up? Ting duty na. Let's go, ting duty. Alam mo naman siguro ang story niyan, Koiz, no? Anong story? Story sa Fontaine or story sa Bulbul? Tulog na Bibi Who? Kinsa nga na Bibi? Kisa na Bibi, senpai. Diyan sa Archon Quest. Alam ko na yung story, pero hindi ko alam kung how did it get there. So, I'm still something shock gapon ko sa mga kanang happenings bitaw na gitrap gid si Furina para mabutang siya sa court and stuff. Ang progression kay no idea pa ko. IDK mo man na naasa mong notif. Yes. Butang di kog BB? Ama ba? Bakit siya natog na? Kinsa naman natog na, senpai? Kinsa ka ang natog? At I think alam din ni Reds yung bahin sa Bulbul. Si senpai alam din. I think si Cray na lang hindi. Wag na lang. Since you insist on claiming to be alams na. Ayan, di siya nato balikon. Cooldown sa to, cooldown. Murag, ibalik to na to of kwan. Ang unsa good na. Sige, balik ko na to. Unsa wag mong subukan. Unsay tingog sa bulbul na natagak. Naka-guess, Cray.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Nakay-guess. Unsay tingog sa bulbul na natagak. Wala kay guess. Saan na pag Tagalog? Ano yung tunog ng bulbul na nahulog? Guess daw. Ikaw si Jenny. Ay, ginawa ko. Ato sang i-confirm. Are you 18 and older, Cray? 18 and older naman ka, no? Yeah, okay. Wala na kayo mag-guess. Di ka mag-guess. Ay, gano'n ko. Such an old and lame joke. Sige. Sa panguntanan ako, unsay tingog sa bulbul nga tagak. Ako. Ay, such a lame joke. Yaks ko. Cool down na po na joke. See you next year. I-remind ko sa next year na joke. Gusto mo yan? Ay, ginawa ko. Marag po to. Yun lang. Pero, I'm not gonna lie, ay. Palamot kaya pa ito karon. Sa mukha ni mo, Jenny, oy. Balik na.
Monsieur Chief Justice, I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson.
Nakwadyo ko na immerse gid ko ani, promise.
Flood struck the area not long ago. taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of the seawater?
Allah.
If we are
Hey,
to
seawater.
believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it.
What's going on? Is she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
Allah. OM.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Uy! Hello! You touched me, boy!
Hey!
Uy.
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious—
Miss Siegewien? If you're present, Miss Siegewien, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewien? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me that should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewien.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans.
No way, it's Kois, no way. What's up, Max?
Thank you, Miss Siegewien.
A very late stream tonight. Nalingaw na ko sa kuan nilang conversation diri kay I think it's going na to the climax. Pero na-spoil ako ani. Basta na yung whale. Kung ano nga, moabot tag whale ani. Wako kay bong ano moabot tag whale ani. Musta, Max? Musta?
She just say, I didn't get dissolved! Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur.
Mo na gid ni la moabot na whale. Let's mo na ni.
Anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
Asa man si Kois Vince. Basta, I think natog naman siguro. I think natug na. Moabot magyud ang whale, so charot lang. Basta na yung whale.
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare
Kanang whaler nas nagsisik sa iyang waifu. Kanang swipe. Yeah, was a very, very expensive whale.
Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
Wala oy. Luya siya oy. Nilak na gid siya. Na. Uy, pre! Kuan pa ka pre? Mata pa ka pre? Hello oy. Baby ninyo bi. Dagan sa ko. Uy, asa man ka mo dagan? Damajong ka ron dud. What's up, pre? Nanako sa interesting part.
Odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think
What's
there's
up?
left for Farina to win.
Sa orasan naman.
I believe the time for
Karon?
arguments and
11:50.
presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Ala. OMG. Hilak si Kuan Farina. Luya kayo eh. Uy, nag-binge of House of the Dragon. Lawa po, kasagod na. Season 2 na ka? Wala ko kamadyong, uy, nahigda na ko. Kuan. Oldie goals. Oldie kuan.
I shall now render
Stuffs.
judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is
Wala.
guilty.
Luya, uy. Luya, tanawag na ako ni Farina, bay. Luya kayo, bay. May kaihag. May kaihag si Farina, oh. Wana siya ng storya, bitaw. Ready na tissue. My God.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal to render the final verdict on the charges.
Oh my God. Hug lotion po. Yun na may lotion. Unsa man na? Uy, mo man ipang-wish ako, Star Rail.
Of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Farina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct?
But my lotion.
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
Oh, sheesh!
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
Oh my God.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
Team sa akin ay mag-pagkuhan sa kisame. Kukurotan mo ko eh. Bagtok siguro to. Pang moisturize ng skin malat kasi tubig sa fontaine mamaya. Yawa.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Oh my God.
Even Fache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very
Filipino horror na ni FHM.
prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Oh my God.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Napod ko'y funny na ghost story. Sige, shoot. What dito ay conspiracy topic ron pre na immerse ko sa kuan ay sa story. Kay murag kuan na exciting part na.
Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Ang conspiracy kay Genshin. Kunya na humana nag-Archon Quest. Sige. I think mahuman ako. Kung nay cutscene, feeling na ko nay cutscene ani. After siguro mahuman yung cutscene.
Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
Nay cute scene. Dugay pa ni? Nay cute scene. Cut.
I looked everywhere.
Halfway pa.
Finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come to...
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record.
Countless times na nila ako gibalikan. Oh my god. Let's watch together, ba? Let's watch together. Ito kayo may tabuan eh.
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Kapuya po na, no? Unsa kay katasan ng ilang stairs? Turning the Oceanids into human beings?
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Unsa man ni? Mura may NPC niya nasa to nga.
Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates.
Mao dagway athletic sila tanan kay gasige ga stairs. Di lang sa stairs, sige kat sa bukid sa liwe.
However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates.
So, thesis? Shit, thesis. Saan man eh? Ano na may thesis? Uy! Saan man eh, ha? Random bullshit na bata ni? Okay. Random bullshit?
Slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids
Thesis.
turn into humans.
What you just said, it seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine and then Ocean turned into humans.
Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then the second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Ano man?
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians...
Pangita significance of the problem. Bisag kuan pa rasyonale wagi ko di ko cancer gina ni. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro are the same thing?
The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
So mo ni kuan karon ni tabo.
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Okay. Sama na, the real events related to the prophecies of the verified truth. Usama na Ganun na may mga tao. Nagtanaw ako pero nahasulan kog apil. Ganun na may mga tao. Sa man eh, kung i-verify din ako,
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women and the first stones
okay. Uy, nasakto. Nasakto siya. Sige. Verify truth. Feeling na ko, ano to siya, bahin to sa kuan kape, nga na N-word. Ano din? Ano
perhaps is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalet
Uy, mga RRL. Kasi RRL.
passed down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia.
Premium content imong reaction, pre. Asa to? Kani, kadong giptapukan siya more siya gilitsyon. Siguro kuani gitapukan man siya, so feeling nako Navia.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea.
Nada kay na ba?
Into the sea. Her consciousness was subjected to judgment.
Easy kay ni. Sure jo ko unsa ni. Kina easyhan kay ni. Of course, Novelet.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society.
Wala po ko naminaw bitaw sige sa tabo.
Nearly flooded with primordial seawater.
Hala?
Which we know can
Uy, dapat maminaw dito kay panagsa ni mo storya ni buwang. Ni storya nagbuwang oh.
that the prophecy may come true.
Ang si Zach Aguilar, di ba ni? Agiyahang VA. Lipay siguro siya kayo no, kay masulduan siya, kay nagstorya na dyan siya. dili lang siya mo. Giswilduan na gid siya, nag-voice acting siya. GB? Kasi GB. Ang isa, if dili mao. As if lang. Easy. Uy, nag-uol lagi ko kay murag feeling na ko mo na kanta-kanta niya. Hinay kay akong kwan. Hinay kay akong music. Kasi hindi ko kadungog sa kato bitong puso sa French na kwan. Kanta.
At the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's content can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Sige, i-combine na to kuno be. Kaano-ano niya si Freddy Aguilar. Ala, semi-cutscene. Ano day?
Share some truly shocking revelation.
Let's hear them.
Incredible.
Maximus Catpop.
We're not real humans.
Hala, mga oceanids sila tanan. Oh my god.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into oceanids.
Oh my god.
According to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice
Yung nagagama man pa siya oceanids. Gama pa mo siya human. Magkonde siya kanang natural way of making human. Ano man? Ano kailangan pa mag-aging oceanid?
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, The Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like
Maga-open border, pre. Tapos ganun ganun open border. Ang oxygen manihangyo good na mahuman. Ang oceanid man nihangyo good na mahuman. Mahuman. Maga-open border. Say open border. South border.
the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy
Lain man pasabot no dagway na paghimo og human. Bita, di ba? Para din lang sila mag-solve this. So, gaman na sila silang kuan.
In the end, the people will all be
Ma-finish.
into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters. Oxygen. And only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on the throne, and then will the sins of the people of Fontaine will be washed away. Okay. So, mga osinid sila tanan.
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth.
Abay, syempre naman!
However,
JK.
you were able to decode all the information on the slates. They've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden info. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Unadulterated truth.
Well, did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
In the Fountain of Old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. Gusto sila Where's like mermaid? Unadulterated. What do you mean? Unadulterated man. Gusto sila may mugkuan. Little Mermaid ba na mo ato sila sa land? Pero ni kapalit.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process.
Kanta sila atong look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. Jamanami. Jama-jama-sha-nama-namani.
But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea.
But if Fontainians were...
Their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
Okay. So wala sila, dili necessary na matay sila. Mubalik na sila sa pag-Oceanid.
Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea.
So meaning nag-bestiality ang Oceanid na nahimog human o tinood na human.
That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
Bito!
Might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted
Sa to pa impure gud ning mga adults. Nasa to'y limited event sa liwe na oceanid na nanguyab og human. Murag nakinumdum ko to. Mo ba nagnaay gamay nga kuan? Amar dili.
They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the
Manguwag sa din ng oceanids. Murag si kuan ba Ariel. Ningitag ning kuan na gusto mo ato sa kuan taas sa land kay para manguwag. Manguwag og kuan. Tinuod nga laki. Dili isda, dili fishman.
The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness
Nangitag third leg. the middle part, the middle leg.
Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
It can't be.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
Oh my god.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy. In truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
Oh. Ang Fontainian kay dili sila fully human kay affected gyapon sila sa primordial water. Ah. So dili necessary na oceanid gud. Mo ba na?
No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
La, more si Aaron Yeager, oh. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate? Bisan pag unsa nimo pagbali-bali, may tabog gyud og fate.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions.
Ay, hindi dito maoda kung magipangbuhat eh. Half bestiality, half ocean.
Is the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
I have? Nakalimot ko? Hello? Ay, pisto tabi kong kwan.
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the
Sige, tanawa. Anad kay kwan eh. Tanawa lang. Anad kay kwan eh. Sige, mo man itong i-choose. Kani. So, kana man, dapat si kwan eh. Feeling nako si kaning Whale in the Dream. Mo ni verify.
It was both dream and reality.
Easy. Wala. Ningko na.
About a true culprit that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The
Mana?
truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
Liara kayo ay. Moro to. Humana. Wah. Yee. Mana? Alala. Cutscene. Shh. Cutscene. Ningkurog na. Ano man eh? Oh my God. Dara. Kagwel. Awa kang wela ka. Suga dyan kayo na yun. Siya na lang ang tag Hydro Archon. Di lang mo sagot si Miho kanang Hoyoverse kay Kwan. Daghan na kayo lucky kuno sa Kwan Archon. Wala makaon sila. Si Traveler na ron. Dili day. Si Child day. La Agwil. Keep fighting. Kinsa man natong ko ano na ni. Pero ganan ko makitag kuan ba child reveal ba nga kuan walay mask. Ayan na, first try, let's go. Gauyog pre si Kuya Whale. Gauyog! Nag-uyog-uyog.
Way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more
Magkuhan
accurate to
mo,
say that we should thank that
magtabanganay
Hawkeye
mo.
for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a...
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late.
Wit is
It had
too
already
late.
absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible...
Indeed, that's not...
I'll fight it to the end.
So
Yes,
the
sige
prophecy
na.
will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
So ano kuha na boss fight na ni? Weekly boss fight? GG ta ni. Hoy, thesis. Inay.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied
Ah.
will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
Kapoy na akong back. Wait, but if this is all about fate,
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
could it be that even if the prophecy will be fulfilled, there will still be a way to save everyone? Ako na ning kuan, tingog para niya. Wanay budget ag Hoyoverse para patingogon siya balik. Did I miss something? Ah? Ako na lang si kuan, Zach Aguilaron. Did I miss something? Ah? Wait, I forgot about Farina. What was it that she wanted to say to me at the last moment? In the giant magic box? Ah, sakto ba? Or naga pa yung Bisaya ang accent? What is her real secret? Oh! Ngano ila good gihurot ila budget ni Paimon. Ngano si Paimon bito no? Ngayon na ba? Olaf, cutscene, let's go.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Oh my god. Uy, Furina! Uy, protect tayo agad atong queen. Furina!
No, I still need answers.
Oh, ako pa. Let's go. Furina, protect tayo. Protect tayo. Oh my god. Hala, ang luha. Aswang. Hala, what is happening? Oh my god. Mauna ni naasat ko ang trailer. Let's get into it. Okay.
You.
Oh my god.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
Sa mukha sa ganay. Oh, Furina? sorry for kuan. Kanang namot lang kung yan lang ibutang.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Gupasya, oy. Mapakisya, no?
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe.
Kinsa po ni si Egeria? Goodness, no. Kinsa na po ni si Egeria?
She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in.
Okay.
I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up.
Wait, although looking back, it was early inheritance one dreams of between the task of saving the nation. Custodian. So may meaning ani. The Hydroarchon, and not to mention the risk in creating a new race of humans. I dare to say she left me. Ah, okay. So sa Ijira
But one
ang
can
lingkwan na to.
only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known.
Bakit may espada?
After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable. Her strengths were of a kind only
So
a
dyan duties ka
human
na
could
guro ng
possess,
puti kayo.
as were her
Kutid yan.
shortcomings.
Kuti. Witi lagi ka karon gabi yun na, pre.
But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra-Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro-Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Fosalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must...
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it.
Dapat lang.
It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
What is happening? Mona ne? Mona ne? Oh shit. Di pa day. I came in contact with Farina's tears. If I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions. With sufficiently strong hydrosensitivity, I can confirm an emotional connection just like I did with the Oceanid at the Fontaine of Lucine. Wait, could this be Farina's inner world? Oh! Farina? What is she doing on stage? Wait a moment. That probably isn't Farina. That's likely a reflection of her inner self. Oh! If I can directly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I wanted to know. I came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let me try talking to her. Wow. Magma oh. Uy! Ano na ang pag... Ah! Diba leave man eh? If you leave... Ay! Dili na ko ka-leave. Ako ang tapakusga ng music. Dapat pa hinahinay ito. Suspense man eh. Suspense. Wala eh. Naduka naman ni kayo eh. Yawa kayo no? Kuan ba na? May suga.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self,
August.
but I must ask you to keep to the rules. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you.
Don't look at me.
There is no need to state
Don't
your
look at
name.
me.
Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
Ah, si Farina tong kuhan. Farina tong name don't look at me. I don't see it.
Oh, do
Just
not
let the
jest.
stage light
Can
go
you
off,
not
please.
feel
If
it?
only for 1 second.
I
Wala,
am
oy.
Focalor. The
The way I
eyes
can
of
become
countless
myself.
Fontanians are upon me. I must at all times.
Something's off. There's no getting through. There's no getting through to her. Even in her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydro Archon. What sort of resolve must she have that even her inner self is subconscious would have such an impenetrable defense? I have to find a way. Ugh. Samane. Turn off the
Dear
lights.
audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Yawa, wala nito wag level.
Allow me. Share my knowledge.
Right now. Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
So this process in Furnace Heart. Oh, that's all the spotlights turned off. In Furnace Heart, they must have symbolized the eyes of the people on her. Speaking of which, I think I just received some sort of signal. Was that her true voice? A ticket? When did that end up here? Lain na pa eh. Either way, looks like the show is about to begin. In that case, show me how you truly feel, Farina. Scene 1 before mirror. Okay. Fuck's happening? No man eh. Anong ko dito? Dapat straight center. Or cinematic.
Farina. Farine.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Person in the mirror.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
Murag Mermy.
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? The people will all be dissolved and...
Oh.
What's going on?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared.
There's no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world
Who is
precisely
that girl
to
I
give
see
people
staring?
a chance to turn
Namula
things
na after
around.
sa
It
after
is the
sa
reason why you met me
Little Mermaid
today.
kay namula na.
I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer?
Oh. Ano siya man?
But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other.
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be safe.
A trial? Huh. How exciting.
Scene 2. Asa, something speech. Okay. Ano ito padungan eh? Archie's Mechanic Denelise Cardinal. Kailangan din dyan ko mo. Ano? Hindi ko pwede mo ambak.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession. But what should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Emote arc.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Verena de Fontaine. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be as the god Focalor, the god of justice. I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-back puppet.
Wait, what's going on?
Why is everyone suspecting me? Why are you obsessed with me?
If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Verena. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play.
Mo din nga siya.
Very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self. Here, you may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside?
Personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose
Mo din eh.
such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's... No, this won't work. Expect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its god. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine.
There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for so long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this.
Oh, oh my god. Taas na kayo. Pati mupikit ko kadyot. Pikit ka ko kadyot, no? Dili ko makatog lagi. Pikit sa kadyot, guys. Murag kagbungo na akong kuan mata. Alarms na. Pili na ko dili ra. Mag-alarm na ko kuan. Siri, alarm for 10 minutes. Okay. See you in. Thank you. 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Sige, sige, sige. I'll be back. Good night. I'll be back. 10 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Ano ba itaw? Katug ko da. Unsa naman, unsa naman? Kasosyal Siri, Inday Siri. Kumusta Kuya Vince? Alam niyo ba? Recovering pa rin. Basin man dili pagyapon ko kasi. Basta pala dili. Kapa-check up ko is chronic ray and arthritis na. Anyari here natug na. Good morning, good morning. At kalami magtugoy. Pag alarm dyan sa 10 minutes, mura feeling na ko ang alarm is kuan gapon. Ang alarm is kanang part sa kong damgo. We back, boys. Taas man eh.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports as well as a summary of the follow-up for your...
Come now. Was I not just at the Opera House in person? Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things.
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Go now. Welcome back.
I don't know what to say.
Boomer kay ko wakid wojo kay Bona.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank... Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable... All right. Deuteria, is it? How...
You remembered me. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do...
You're such...
Very tagas na.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological report.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but all manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will
Worst
still
skill
come
ni
to
Furina
pass.
kay mo remember niya tanan.
Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
I remember niya tanan.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that...
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has...
Tanan sorrows. Tono. Uy, higdaanan. Timing kayo. Ugo na ko.
The day is finally over.
Luya kay siya. Sige siya pretend all this time.
Everything's getting on track. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going. And everyone will... Alright.
Gitis ka, pre.
Don't
Like,
think too hard about this.
Kasi pasabot sa tis, pre.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Scene 4, Opera House, Farina.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases as well.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen...
Lady Farina, I've waited so...
Indeed, my dear loyal citizen. This...
Lady Farina, We're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed. I don't think I let anything slip today. I feel utterly exhausted.
Ano na scene 5. Oh my god. Saan naman eh? Hala, diyan na naman is what's what. Oh my.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
Natiguang akuan mo siya, di man siya matiguang.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such.
Surely you
What is it, good citizen?
Are
Hala,
you crying?
hilak na siya.
Really now? This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters. Can't.
No wonder. No wonder. A
Luya
manifestation
kayo,
of your-
eh. Siya ka expressing true feelings.
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. But all I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act.
Wala, oy. End. Wala na end. Ano sa man?
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone.
Parang tingog na.
Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me.
a witness. And if Tevat is in its he's right. I could confirm, but if things don't play out as expected,
Nga na usob na manihang kuan.
the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price.
Nga nag-block naman siya.
Farina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if, Farina, you've worked so hard.
Lamian na anak ligad pre. Lami na kay ligad bitaw.
Outrageous thing to do anyway.
Ganun kung take a break pre.
Someone
Sayang kaya
who can
kuan.
confide your frustrations and sorrows.
Sayang kaya
Surely it could not hurt if you let this opportunity slip through your fingers. It might think about it long and hard.
long and hard.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my
Sana sa
performance
pinakanindot na
until
quest.
the
True,
curtains
true.
fall.
Though kuan ang katuguno kayo pero nalingaw jud ko sa kuan. Very kuan ang scene.
Fine.
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, she did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
Allah.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
Not only with the artist take down.
I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within, but really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to the vast majority had to be accumulated to enact the—
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and—
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontaine for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within, but only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by—
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent—
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
This was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet?
What?
What does this mean?
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
So, ang mga powers sa Archons gikan sa mga dragons?
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty
Ang
of
powers
essentially
archons
the
are
same
stolen from their
crime?
respective elemental sovereign dragons. Ang Gnosis quest is from remains of dragons. Oh my god. Sakto day.
Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principle stole the power you ancient dragons possessed.
So tanan mga kuan archons kay ang mga tanan mga gnosis kay gikan sa mga sovereign dragons.
I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of in other words, existence was Egeria's
Abi nako
justice.
sa descend.
And to me,
Descender gikan
justice
ang
is the
gnosis.
continuation of
Dili
that
remains
existence.
power
Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on.
Remains a descender.
That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
Oh my god. Oh, ingon man tos new na remains na sa third descender ang gnosis. Container ang gnosis sa power. Ah. God.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel.
So siya basically ang tinood na power holder.
You
ang
are
power
a
sa dragon.
devious one, Focalor.
Gibutang sa gnosis.
Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Iudex Nouvellette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Oh no, remains of this under diagnosis. Bye, Fossilors. Bye bye. Shit.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
We must meet it.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Ako sang hinayan aircon. My God, narabo ko interview niya. Pero sige lang, padayon ang gamit tamay.
We're going to execute it? But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done my best to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from the wave.
How bitaw?
Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together.
Bitaw.
Adorn my night!
Emerge. Right here.
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Emerge.
Dakua man eh kayong butanding.
Right now. Emerge.
Destroy the eye of the maelstrom effectively.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist
Okay,
its
kuba na.
instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
The wind knows me.
Okay. Ah! Dagan! Ah. Pagkaon dito.
Why is there a hole-looking thingy over there? It looks really scary.
Yan naman eh, na may kuhan, na may robot.
Emerge.
Covenant of the Deep.
Let's move out.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Pala, level 102 na ba din eh?
Into the wind.
Right here.
Ala, sugam na kayo.
The wind knows me.
Let's move out. Rest and rebuild.
Kasi power of Numa nga, wala ko yung Numa. Naday.
One with nature.
Random bullshit go.
As one with wind and cloud.
Hold the line! Billowing surge!
Hantod karon wako kasabot ngano naas na siya nga kalaban sa tawil. random ra kayo. Hala, what is this? Nag-evolve! Awa na. Mo man siya! Mo na siya katungkuan. Mami. Gilabay. Oh.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but oh well.
Murag ang different form man siya sa whale. Whale mi amin siya.
It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime.
Si Kuan Kirk?
Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
Parang HSR bitaw siya Kuan. Gikan. Broom.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
Yawa mo siya. Ay, hot kay ba? Promise.
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did.
Thanks for the heart rate. More like 7.0 na ni ma-playable. Hopefully. I'm down for it. Thank you for the hydrate, Gray.
His name is Sertologi.
Him, no? Lucky.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him?
The Fowl?
then?
Skirk,
Have
my
you heard
love.
of the name The Fowl?
Say Skirk, my love. Skirk, our love. Joke. Hydrate kasi thirsty. Yes. Very, very.
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfilnir, then? Or Gold Rhine-daughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhine-daughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name.
Our.
To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos.
Yung siksiha man ni siya kaya. Outro sa slurp kay na out na ko ag Twitch. Pass. Outro kay wow kita.
In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
No! It is natural after all. The prophecy will surely come true. Who knew this? Accepted it. However...
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Ay, gilak.
Hey! Help! Over here!
Wala, nagbaha na gid.
All hands, initiate emergency rescue!
Hala, na sila robot. Mo na lagi kitrabaho nila.
Hey, lend a hand!
Look! The water's receding!
Nabasa si Cloran.
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Aww.
Are you alright? We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
Nagkaanam kahit-tech samtang proud kayo si Shanyan sa iyang popcorn maker.
The soil renewed. The Suina di Rasula tax post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of this old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. Skyship Winglet, booner brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute. With Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked, people always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find out. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the
Palabi
people in the
manggod sila pa-hermit sa ilang mga bukid. Si pa-hermit sila mga bukid.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having
No
passed,
outside news.
we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled
Sa
eye.
lahat lang na rave clubs. Uy.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also with you...
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on! Let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get
Arlecchino, nasunod na nino. Finally, go to Poisson. Yay! Finally na! Finally na! Para mamamalata na! Kita mamana! Oh, kita sa trailer ni Silonen, pre. Kita na ko sa trailer. Indot yung kayo eh. Nay lyrics. Nay lyrics. Go to Poison. Poison? Ano naman siguro ano eh. Poisson. Poisson's equation. Di ba kay kuhan mo na? Math.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having I'm here to update myself on how things are going here.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich.
Mr. NPC.
In sending us a large amount of supplies. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to...
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be...
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clarion?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after
Kanang
that whole duel
bitinon ka
business with
sakit
Miss
sa
Farina.
Poisson.
So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat.
Sakit din sa Poisson day.
She really came here to help me out.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The
Poisson.
Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well...
Oh, wait just a moment.
You know what?
You know, about how you felt before the duel. About what it was like facing down a god.
Forget it.
Oy,
I'm
duel
sure
naman
you
na
can find
kayo.
a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading...
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants...
Aww.
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it?
Poisson's equation is an elliptic partial differential equation of broad utility in theoretical physics. This is a generalization of Laplace equation which is also frequently seen in physics. Parang feeling na ko kuan sa inyohan ang kuan. Sa ACE na.
Not bad.
Or sa physics,
Your
gino.
addition really helped the
Vietnam
composition of the
flashbacks.
picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clarand.
Nosebleed.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, you're well informed.
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridsley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case...
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon.
Go to the Fortress of Meropide. Sakto ba ni? Or dili sakto? Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Dee, 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 dee.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgia.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the end?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Bere, bere, bere.
Hey, no need to be so
Ano, nabalik ka sa
Charlotte,
Meripid, friend.
do these pictures really need to
Lagi?
be published
Bawa
on
kay,
the cover
bawa
of
kay
the
taya.
Bird?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear.
Sir, please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important?
No, I just...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you... Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself...
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
Bahong asgad sa dagat mandagoy. Diya. Kasi asgad.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like...
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to...
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte.
Asgad salty. Ah!
Take some pretty photos of our head nurse.
Oy, good night, Freds. Good night. Thank you so much. Kapit naman po ni Mohamed siguro, no?
Sure. Do I have to smile? So,
Last naman, no?
Same old, same old.
Other than that flying ship.
That's why I decided to...
You're too kind, sir.
I see.
Asgad balay ni
Lots of
Thor.
things happened that day, huh? Anyway,
he sure did win.
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news.
Oh, actually...
What change can there be?
The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will. As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
Sweet dreams, my dude.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. Until then. All right. Last stop, the docks.
Last stop na. Let's go. Yung ano ni? Sus, kung sa ubos na yun, na lang tayo, bambak na lang tayo.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the other.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Wala to pa dyan nga katugol na kayo kalagi. Tugol na dyan kayo eh, mas.
Would you like a magic pocket?
Di naman siguro na importante kayo, no?
Trick a friend.
Or basta na importante yan eh. Let me know.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by...
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have...
Lynette sure is working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our...
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself...
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our...
Lynette, could you come over?
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to... Father says that you did a great deal...
That's all right. We were more than happy to help.
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well... After Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Nervilet opened negotiations.
A diplomatic gift?
Yes, it could have been done as... Furthermore...
Ano na to?
I would agree.
Wag lain na quest, no?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Oh my god, Father.
Father!
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to
Oh, kita ni gawa si Farina. Bitaw.
That is our duty as harbingers. Yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single... Switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many
Etlog
things.
na.
No one truly knows what the future holds. As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be
Away
achieved
lagi Alitido na
alone,
ni.
and
This
you proved
next na.
yourselves to be great partners. A vision.
Road to Natlan.
All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello? Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about...
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Di ba dapat muhilak pa to si Furina after sa baha? Nahilak naman siya, di ba?
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence.
Nahilak
I
naman to.
didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, traveler, Paimon, you take what?
To move things about?
That's right. I guess this must be life. We will. All right then.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neverland?
Oh, New Villette din si Furina. Hanap ako na eh. Pa siya pang teleport. Sus. Na ganina pre. Di. More appeal pa ni. More after New Villette siguro kay si Kuana. Si Furina tong storyaan. Napabukoy mahatag ani. Oh, pare. Kagbungo na jud akong kuan. Mata.
The entrance to the fortress. Ooh,
Yawa!
there.
Pistot hapit ako matagak uy. Atay na nipikit na ko. Ang lasa tana kay pictures waifu support.
So, you really are here, Neverland. Paimon didn't think you were going to
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's... Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved?
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste.
Whoa. So that's what happened? Fusselor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians from
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of... But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the... In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Fusselor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Fusselor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Ask away, I will tell you the call. About the initial verdict that was passed in
I have
child.
investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans.
Ay.
Hang on a second. Paimon, back when Fontania...
Life has always flowed like water.
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is...
In truth,
Ano
even
ito
those
ba,
couples, those Ocean...
Skip din ako ba?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, about that.
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully, and she simply said that, having said that, she then...
but...
You need not worry. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer...
What about you then?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our
Good night
trials.
na, everybody.
After much...
Looks like you're still considering...
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that... As such, before I attend... Additionally, the Hydro...
That's true.
Pumunta na lang ko sa kuwanan na
As
ba?
I am now.
Wow.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do... As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
The Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on a sec. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. Whoa!
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my...
This third
Master never mentioned them to me. If you're interested, though,
Next time, you believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I?
That's what she told me.
The remains of... So that's what the...
All the same, assuming...
And she said that it would bring misfortune.
If she speaks the... I guess that you might already... That means that the nose...
Like... no, let's... Comparing the traveler to the dead, that's
Uy,
what you
dagan kay mga lore heavy ani pero kuan na.
to make too many blood.
Wala ko'y kuan.
the case. It seems like the crisis here in Fontaine...
Yes.
But...
I suppose that would be the mystery of a... I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if life flows like... And what ultimate...
Jesus man. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tugog na ko eh. Tugog na pun mo. Good night. Thank you. Mananap out.